I'm gonna try this one more time.
The power of transformation is in our love. We've got each other, and God's got us. Power of transformation is in our love. We've got each other, and God's got us.
Well. We are here. Okay. We are live. This is truly most definitely the day that the Almighty has made. And well, we at the end of the day. And you might as well rejoice and be glad in it. Doesn't make any sense to murmur, complain, have a pity party. But the fact remains is that He allowed you and I to open up our eyes on this very morning. And that should be more than enough to give Him glory, honor, and praise. You have to understand that some people did not wake up this morning. And, just be grateful and thankful that you are here. We got anything to say?
No, just letting you open up.
Oh, all right. So now I'm trying to get on this. No, I don't need to get on Instagram.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I might well go live while I'm doing this. But you shared it
I don't know how to work that.
on your page. You got to share it
Oh, okay. How do you do that?
on your page. Hold up, you got to. Y'all gotta forgive us. You understand? We working live tonight. Let me see. I can get this right here. All right. Anyway, we're working. Dang, I ain't got my other thing for the share, but it's all good. We're live tonight. It's your boy Ramon Carter, Dr. Carter, Pastor Carter, whatever caller you want to call me. Have my beautiful, lovely wife, Miss Miko Carter, and we are here tonight. In preparation of my newest book that will be released on next week. What's going on? My newest book, book number 4, is will be published. The physical copy will be available on April 1st for purchase. And last week we had a discussion on chapter 1 as it pertains to a broken man. This book is entitled "The Broken Man: Can He Still Function in His Pain?" And we ended we talked about the breakdown of broken, and then at the end of that chapter we got to the part about the Lazarus experience, which is chapter 2, the Lazarus experience, right? But before we go there, my wife may want, I'm going to let her interview me, right? I'm letting my wife interview me as it pertains to the book, right? As I go through and I begin to read in chapter 2 of the book, the link is in the bio. When you click the link, you can get either the Kindle version, and you can order the paperback version, but it will be available on April 1st. All of those who have already pre-ordered, those books will be shipped out and be at your doorstep by April 1st. Amen.
Amen.
So let me piggyback off what I talked about last week. The breakdown of broken. All we know is what we've been taught. And this right here is for my brothers to and fro. Mainly, I wrote this book for my sisters. But because, as we all know, the brothers don't want to read, like talking about it. Not the ones that, I used to come across. But Far too often we hear people say some very strong words that they're in love. But the reality is you don't fall in love. Love is something you walk into and eventually grow into. Now, when we get to this part about what is broken, right? According to Webster's dictionary, broken is defined as being separated into parts, damaged or altered, not working properly, or disrupted by change. Many people go through a change in their life. They go through many changes. And somewhere along the line, uh, they have to be re-altered, or shall I say readjusted. Men are not raised to talk about uh, what's bothering them, right? They're not raised to tell their business and not raised to show their emotions. And that's the problem. Men have been bamboozled into a systematic way of holding their feelings within, afraid of explaining their issues to others. And because of this, they never fully commit to a relationship because they have been broken from their youth. So upon discovering uh, the brokenness that I experienced uh, through therapy, I began to realize that what I was experiencing in my life had little to do with what I was doing, but it was because of who I was supposed to be. And I labeled it as the Lazarus experience, right? According to the Bible, if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to expound. Says it was told to Jesus that a man named Lazarus was sick. Now, even though Jesus received the information, he did not act on it immediately. As a matter of fact, he waited. After a few days had passed, the people told Jesus that it was too late because Lazarus had been dead. This same experience occurs in the life of many men. Mainly, it was for myself. Oftentimes, we would get caught up in the cares of this life, ignoring all possible signs of death, negating the fact that we were born for a reason and that there is meaning and purpose for our life. My boy Lazarus was born for a reason and had potential, but he had never tapped into until he obeyed the command of getting up, walking forward, and eventually allowing someone to help him get unwrapped from his grave clothes. What I see, uh, what I see that happening quite often is that men and women are trying their best to get men to come forward, right? They're trying their best, but oftentimes they fail without using wisdom. Again, it will always take the wisdom and understanding of God for any man to walk into his full potential. Even though Lazarus got up, he was still entangled with himself. There are far too many mummified men living amongst us. I was reminded of the movie series called The Walking Dead, whereby the people are walking amongst the living, yet dead, but still want to eat the brains of the living people. Just like in that movie, many men are walking around looking to consume the brains of women. And that brings me to uh, chapter 2, right? And do me a favor as you come on, share this. As I go into chapter 2 of my fourth book, The Broken Man, that will be released next Saturday, April the 1st. April the 1st is next Saturday. I'm with this book, I'm opening up more about my life, my past life, how I used to be. The man that I was. I was a broken man unknowingly, right? Uh, my wife, she's experiencing the spiritually broken man, right? Even though I was a spiritual man, I was still a broken man. And I was still wrapped up like Lazarus in the tombs, wrapped up in my grave clothes. And we get to chapter 2, the Lazarus experience. When he had said this, he shouted with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. Out came the man who had been dead, his hands and feet tightly wrapped in burial clothes, linen strips, and with burial cloth wrapped around his face. Jesus said to him, unwrap him, release him. This is something that sounds too familiar to many of us, yet we never come forth. or shall I say, come out. I happened to come across this text one day, and when I did, my eyes opened. So I placed myself in the shoes, or shall I say, sandals of Lazarus during those times. Ramon, come forth. My coming forth, realizing I needed help, miraculously happened, right? But for me to come unwrapped from my grave clothes didn't happen overnight. I had to go through a process. How many times have we as a people tried to come out of our darkness, out of our bad relationships, jobs, and the list goes on for sinful practices? This was me, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit, but just like Lazarus, I was still wrapped in my grave clothes, or shall I say, my sin, and living how I wanted to live. Because the way I was raised, it was okay to be married and have a dip, or they say side piece. It was okay to have multiple women. That was my life before my therapy and counseling, because men don't want to seek no therapy or no counseling. And a woman can do all she can, but it's not going to take her. It's going to take another man to help him come up out of his brokenness, right? As I became of age, I did what I deemed normal. I'm telling my life. I married, got divorced, got married, got divorced, got married, then got divorced again. Then after 3 failed marriages, I needed to step outside of myself because my eyes were no longer focused on the women who I thought were broken. I had to point the finger to myself. Ramon, it's you. You're the problem. So after a divine encounter, along with some counseling and therapy sessions, I discovered that I was the master of disaster in my previous life. I was my own worst enemy. I was the one who caused all the mess that I was in. And I was the broken man in the tomb of life, still wrapped in my grave clothes. Can I keep it real? Keep it gutter. Keep it real. Keep it Christ. Ramon, come out. For me, that was a huge discovery as well as an eye opener because it allowed me to stand on the outside looking in. And after facing my reality of brokenness, could this reality be true for other men as well? 9 out of 10 it is. It's amazing because a lot of you women may be in a relationship with a man that is broken unknowingly. Men will walk around laughing and smiling at every other situation and move from to one relationship to relationship like the ocean separating into rivers, streams, creeks, and canals. What I have discovered is that too often men will get into relationships without the intention of fully committing. And somewhere during the course of the relationship, many men will get caught up in a whirlwind because deep down inside, they don't want to break any hearts. So to keep down altercations, they say yes to everything. For instance, I'm reminded of the movie Coming to America where young Prince Hakeem, who was played by Eddie Murphy, was presented his wife to be Princess Imani Izza, who was played by actress Vanessa Bell Calloway. After excusing himself from the crowd, he asked her what she liked, and she stated whatever you like. No matter what he told her, she did it, even barking like a dog. Well, that's the situation of many men in reversal. Men would get into relationships and do whatever it is told to keep down confusion. But on the flip side of this, on most first and second dates, the majority of men will stipulate that they're not looking to be in a relationship. And the majority of the time, they're serious.
Well, if they serious, so why they staying?
For to get the draws.
Okay, so then after they get the draws, then what?
Then they keep on moving on. They're in and out. They're in and out. But again, the majority of the time, they end up saying yes to the relationship to get the draws. That's what I did. I wrote it is in the book.
Yeah, I know.
Let me just tell her. Let me just tell her what I want her to hear in order to get the draws down. That's how it was. Let me just tell her what she wants to hear. That's the mindset of I can't. You know what? Let me rephrase that. I said men.
So why you think they do that?
Because it becomes a game. Uh, with men, I can only speak from experience. Uh, because all you know is what you've been taught, but what you've been taught isn't all there is to know. You have to understand that growing up in an urban community, a lot of a lot of men, black men, African American men, when you look back in the days, the grandfather, the women used to stay inside, and the men used to go out and work. Sometimes have a whole nother family around the corner, right? And you know, when you grow up in that household, it becomes normal as you get older. But in actuality, it's not right.
Okay, so what's the solution for the men that's out here doing that?
That's what that's the solution when I finish reading the book. I'm getting
but the
to
thing
it.
is,
The solution is
so you got
hold on. Let me put the book down. So there's always a solution to every problem. You see, if a man and a woman is together, he don't really want to be with her, or he want to run the streets. You know, he had to look himself in the mirror, and it ain't gonna take no woman. The woman can't help him come up outside of his brokenness. He have to identify that he's a broken man.
Right, but they have men that know that they're broken, don't care that they're broken.
So that's another form of man. That's what man with a narcissistic personality. But that's in another chapter.
Yeah, but that's what we were supposed to talk about.
No, I can't skip past chapter 2.
I mean, you could go ahead.
No, I'm gonna get to. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna talk about that, man.
But we don't want to read everything in the book.
Listen. Can you see that? You see, America. What I'm talking about, you understand me? I'm trying to give you the goods. I'm trying to give you something. You understand me? Mrs. Carter right here. You understand? I'm going.
Because he want to get in the book and he wants to read the book. But see, it's like we in two. All right, so it's like you in this he's in a theatrical world, right? And I'm in the world, right? And he's giving a version of it where it's almost like he's giving a dictionary version of what he's saying. And I'm trying to get him to give the worldly version, like our version, like talk like us. Like talk like us, right?
Why are you so loud?
Because I want the people to hear me and
they can hear you because we ain't got the microphone tonight.
But you be loud, like you be loud, babe, when you trying to you be loud.
All right.
But I'm just saying, so he's gonna go through and try to read the whole.
Because no, I ain't gonna read the whole thing. I just need to get the pointers, right? I need to get the point. Look, bam.
You got the pointers.
I'm about to get it. Let me read this.
All right, get it. Cause see, people.
Let me just tell her what she wanted to hear.
Well, break
you
it
understand
down.
Me? At the end of the day, you understand me? Let me just Andy said break it down. At the end of the day, and I believe, I stated this before, men are very much skilled hunters. And this trait is oftentimes inherited by those who came before them. The lion waits patiently afar in the jungle while watching the elks, gazelles, zebras, etc. graze the land. The lion knows that he can't get all the prey. So it sits back, observing the pack, looking for the most vulnerable prey. There it is. Sometimes the smallest or the one that seems the weakest. Wait a minute, let me finish because you're about to say something. You understand? This same mindset is developed by the human male. He strategically sits back, observing in the club, the park, the mall, the church, etc., waiting for the right time to finesse his way into the hearts of women. The sad thing about this reality is that the church is at the top of the list.
So basically what you're saying is men go out and they pray. Okay, so that was his terminology. Y'all saw that? That's the dictionary. So basically what you're saying is what men do is they like to seek out the weakest of the vessel. Basically. They go out in clubs and they look at women that they see that could be weak, or they go on their Facebook page and they study a woman's Facebook page and they say, so my question to you is, how do you determine what's a good prey to go after? Like if so, say for instance you on. Hold on, let me finish.
Yes, ma'am.
So say for instance you on somebody's Facebook page and you scoping out a girl, you trying to get a girl, or you in a club, you trying to get a girl, and you in a church, you trying to get a girl, and you looking for a prey. I guess you preying on a woman. So how do you pick the type of woman, that's an easy grab?
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me break this down a little further, right? I have to rephrase some things.
Before you say that, okay.
I had to rephrase some things, right? Because there's a difference, right, between men and boys, right? Some wording. I had to rephrase some wording. A man know what he wants.
Well, yeah, I know. We talking about a broken person.
Talking about
right.
We talking about he's in male form in a form of a man, right? But at the same time, he's a shell. His mindset ain't catch up with him yet.
But okay, so I don't know if you understood my question.
I understood your question.
My question to you is, how do you, as a man, in your broken days, go on Facebook, go into a church, or wherever you find your women at? How do you pick the women to know that they are? Oh, that's the one I can run clean over.
No. I didn't do that.
Okay, you didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
So they have.
Right? So if I saw something that I liked, I went for it. Okay. A lot of men do that when they go in the club and they get drunk. They're drinking. Oh man, I'm gonna get her.
But like with the book, what you were saying in the book, you talking about how they pray for women.
Listen, because you didn't never let me finish the book. No, everything that I want to say is explained in detail.
I know, but you just told our viewers that you was gonna let me interview you. Now you just like get back and down.
Because you not
scared of the interview.
No, because you ain't interviewing me.
Am I interviewing him, y'all? Now please tell me. I thought for sure I was interviewing.
All right.
So you can't let me sit here and ask you
what
questions.
I gotta go through. You understand
me?
No,
I can't sit here and ask you questions and then you get scared or you freeze up because you can't answer the question. And we're in the kitchen now.
All right, well come on now.
Well, I just asked you the question.
And I answered.
No, you didn't.
You said what they go looking for. They go look for the.
So how they know? So as a man, have you ever,
even
in your younger years? Let me ask you that.
No.
Even in your younger years, you've never been the type that go pray.
Know what they go look for? The gullible ones.
Okay, there we go. So how you know when a woman is a gullible one just by seeing her in the club?
Oh, she's gonna be real open.
Oh, how open?
She's gonna be all open. She's gonna be.
Oh, the real talking.
Yeah, real talking and all that stuff there.
And flirty ones, the ones that's talking back in your face and flirting with you and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how they go?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Oh.
If they talking back and flirting and everything.
See how you trying to... See, you don't want me to see y'all. See that? America, that's his word. America, you see? Now you ready to go back to the book and read. Because ready to sit on this?
Because I want to get to the other chapter.
All right, get to the other chapter.
Because you told me to get to the other chapter.
No, so we break it. Listen, we breaking stuff down for the people.
All right, I'm gonna break it down. I ain't got. I
know it's 9:30 at night, but we ain't about to do storytelling. We about to break stuff down for people. He want to put people to sleep. Storytelling and telling.
Because I gotta get this point across. You understand me? The sad thing about this reality is that the church is at the top of the list. Let's keep it real, keep it gutter, keep it real, keep it right. A lot of men only
hold up.
She ain't gonna let me get nothing out.
No, because you got your daytime action for that to get out whatever you miss tonight. So have you ever met a woman in the church? Don't start looking like RJ.
I ain't met my in the church.
So you have met somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you have. All right.
Yeah, shucks.
Okay, I'm just trying to find out.
Can I finish? Can I finish this book?
Let me ask you one more question.
All right,
have you ever met somebody on Facebook?
I meet a lot of people. Most of my followers come off of Facebook.
Have you ever dated somebody on Facebook? Have you met somebody on Facebook and started dating them?
We talking about the broken man. We talking
about the broken man. We breaking down. We breaking down how these men prey on women.
I don't recall.
So I'm trying to help the people that is watching.
Oh, I was watching you. I surely was.
So was I easy target or
no,
like how they do like the
no,
press?
you wasn't. No, you wasn't.
Watch the face.
No,
So
I watched you.
So did
you
you go on
understand,
Facebook and watch from afar and be like?
I'm like, yeah, I scope you out. You understand? Just like you scope me out. Yeah, let's keep it real. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
You say, oh, dang, that little chocolate man there. You understand me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you watching me. I'm watching you too. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
All right, go ahead to the chapter.
See, now you want me to get on and move to the chapter. You understand? Shucks. Oh,
shucks.
Where am I? Okay, here you go. Yes, there are a lot of men who attend worship services for themselves, but a lot of them know that most congregations are women, both married and single. What's sad about this theory is that many husbands are staying home, allowing their wives to attend church alone, which is not a good idea. First, the husband should be the pastor of his house, leading his family to church, but where there is no order, there becomes chaos. Not saying that he doesn't love God, but if he's not in tune with the Father, the marriage becomes a conflict because they are unequally yoked, meaning they are not on the same page. There have been a countless number of times where many women have led their husbands to Christ. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it is a must that the man be the head of his house by leading. Otherwise, he becomes a spineless back man that a woman won't respect. I have seen many relationships where the women were dominant. They made all the decisions and even made more money than a man. Don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with a woman making or earning more than a man. We're living in a time where women make more is a norm. Women making more is a norm. But no matter how much more the woman makes, it is a must that the man doesn't lose his manhood. There was a time when my wife's income was more than mine, more than what I was making. But I still was the man of the house, and we discussed everything. We had what I never had in my previous marriage, and still having that transparency. A woman loves to feel covered, loved, and protected by her man, regardless of if she makes more than him. Most women today who are thriving as CEOs, Dr. Lawyers, multimillionaire entrepreneurs, etc., really don't need a man for money, but they do need coverage, security, protection, love. But the reality is that he may be emotionally messed up.
Now see, see, when I put my hand up like this, that means pause.
I did pause.
Because it'll make me forget my question. I had my hand up like
you ain't
that
gonna forget
a reason. Yes, I did.
I saw it.
What it was?
I saw your finger.
I know I was trying to ask you a very important question.
Okay, what's that question?
I don't know. You have to go back to that. Let me see something because see, it was important.
It could have been important. You would have remembered it.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why you had to pause when you was reading it. You were saying about the money, the person making more money than you, and then you still being the man. Okay, all right. So that's the question. Close the book up, put it over there. So the question is this: when you why you acting like you scared?
I ain't scared. I'm listening.
So when you're in a relationship with a person and your spouse or whatever, as a female, and you make more than your husband, and in the event that you make more than your husband, you know sometimes it bring on a masculine something. That's what you were saying. Like it had what you say something like that, right?
No.
You said something about a woman being.
I said
that they can keep, or they become spineless men or something.
Spineless. When
right.
He becomes what I'm saying. Like if he don't be the man,
right? He
become a spineless back.
I know what that means. Yeah, but I'm saying so as a woman making more than her man, what do they do? They sometimes make a man be less than a.
Well, you have some, I've seen some dominant women, right?
Right, that's the word you use, dominant.
The dominant, there's some dominant women, and because they're making more, it's like they look down on a man.
Okay, all right.
Because he ain't making nothing. Okay. It's like, I'm doing this here. All right. So, I'm doing this. So she running this. She wearing
right. So what I want to ask you is
wearing the drawers, the pants.
When a woman make more money than a man, and she become that makes her feel dominant, is it the woman? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a woman can make more money than a man, and she can be a dominant person, but Are you saying that it's the man himself?
No, that's some.
Okay.
It's some, right? Because you have some hard women, right? It's like this is mine. I'm making this. I'm taking care of this household. You understand? I'm doing this.
So that's really on a woman, do. That ain't really.
But for a woman who's like they, the phrase they call now is an alpha female, right? Or she's an alpha male.
Yeah.
She can't have no spineless man.
Right.
She gotta have a real, excuse the expression, a real nigga. You understand? She gotta have a real brother. I ain't gonna say nigga.
Yeah,
but
real
I'm gonna say what I say. She gotta have a real nigga. You understand? Because even though she make that, you say, oh no, wait a minute, hold on. Right? Calm down now. You know what I'm saying? That's right. And she gonna submit. No woman gonna submit to no spineless man. Yep. No woman ain't gonna submit to a weak man. Yep. Look, I don't care how much you make it, you understand me? Listen, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If we are together, we are one, right? And this is marriage, right? You know, you can say that like in a marriage. Right. When them two become together, they become one. Outside of that, you know what I'm saying? However they rolling. But once they become one, she may make more than him.